That was excellent.
So you get what I'm talking about with progressive ska, right?
Yeah, gave me, like RX Bandits kind of vibes. Once that, I guess it was like a trumpet came in, reminded me of like Thank You Scientist, and that sort of like...
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. But no, I don't think, I think they have their own sort of element of ska with that, that was excellent. Do you know where they're based out of?
Seattle.
Awesome. Okay, very cool. I love that artwork as well.
Yeah, it's super cool. The like stained glass, like no, you were looking at the.
I'm talking about the cartoon kind of.
Yeah, it almost looks like some sort of like anime like poster or something like that almost. Mm-hmm. It's super epic. I also I was particularly drawn to the very like Western inspired intro too. Like every time I listen to it, I'm like getting ready for a shootout or something. It's awesome.
It's weird to think about, but I think there is some sort of crossover element between like that spaghetti Western type of I'm gonna butcher his name, but Morricone, who did the Good, Bad, and the Ugly, that pioneered a lot of those sounds. I think there's totally a crossover element there with like ska and reggae that's got this sort of cowboy outlaw vibe to it. That I love. I grew up listening to a lot of Sublime and Pepper and a lot of those bands. Unfortunately, I feel like you don't really see as much. Maybe it just isn't as popular now or whatever, but it's nice to see that music still not only exists, but is still being reinvented in a lot of ways. It's not just sort of rehashing of the same old stuff.
It's kind of interesting because over the last year or so, I've actually been introduced through Twitter and through TikTok and a few other things. There's really kind of like a big resurgence in ska music happening right now, actually, which is really interesting. And a lot of it is not that like 90s ska punk, sort of like what people think of ska as sounding like. It's a lot more aggressive and a lot more groove based, but it's still got the very upbeat kind of sound to it, but it feels like it's really like I don't know if matured would be like a good way to describe it, but that's kind of like how I'm feeling about it, is that it's like it's grown up, it's gotten more interesting and more diverse over the last I'm sure it's been happening, but I've only become aware of it over the last like year or so. And there's some really cool stuff to check out. This was released by Ska Punk International Records, who I'm mutuals with on Twitter, but I highly recommend checking out other stuff that's on that label, because I think that and Bad Time Records are two labels to check out if you want to get kind of like a crash course in modern ska, so to speak.
Awesome.
Yeah, so highly recommend checking out some stuff on both of those labels. They're doing awesome stuff.
Well, I wasn't originally going to pick this song as my final track, but with you picking a ska song, it was on my list, and I was kind of debating through a few different options. With you picking a sort of ska-inspired or ska-focused song, I wanted to pick one that also sort of fit in that realm. This is a band called Pinto Sunshine. They're based out of this Atlanta area, and to me are one of the only groups in this area that are sort of filling that void of... It's hard because I wouldn't necessarily call it ska or reggae or anything like that, but you can feel that influence. There's also a more alternative element. There's I don't know what to how you would put it in a box to describe it, which is a good thing, honestly, because it doesn't sound like anyone else around here, and it's just really well put together music. And their frontman Santi, really excellent dude, is actually recovering right now from a blood clot that developed during a tonsil removal. So I want to send my love to that dude and hope that he gets well soon.
Sending good vibes.
Absolutely. The sooner they're back to playing, the better off we're all going to be. But this next song is called Dopamine on Sundays by Pinto Sunshine.